Welcome along to our big match preview and backed by Ladbrokes for the season. Clive and I are here to look ahead to Saints' next match in front of the TV cameras on Sunday lunchtime with the visit of the other Merseyside club, Everton. And, well, let's be fair, Clive, Saints are in a bit of a hole at the moment. Display last weekend that resembled defeat before they even stepped off the coach. Their attitude absolutely needs to change. Most of the players dodged the interviews after the match, but days after, some of the players have come out and have admitted that they're in a hole and the attitude needs to change. So points for them for realising, but hopefully the result will serve as a wake-up call that we've desperately been needing over the last few weeks.
Yeah, we certainly have, and so have Everton. So it's a battle in November, almost a relegation crunch, where obviously there's a long way to go in the season, but both teams have underperformed, and this is a crucial game, as they all are now. But Saints need to pick the pace up. They need to give the fans a bit of belief back, I think, show them that they are putting 100% in. I watched Brighton versus Stoke last night, and I saw more entertainment in about 10 minutes than I've seen in 3 or 4 games at St Mary's. And it's because both teams were having a go at each other and both teams were fully committed. You could see the effort going in. Some of the football wasn't great, and I'm sure we can play much better football than both of those teams. But one thing, you step off the pace in the Premier League, you'll get punished. And I think that's what's happening with Saints right now. I think fitness-wise, we're not quite there, and certainly attitude-wise, we're not there. And unfortunately, that comes down to the manager, and the manager has to prove his worth. It's been a tough start. Well, I say it's been a tough start, a relatively kind run of fixtures, but now he finds himself in a very difficult position very early in his Saints career, with the fans turning against him a bit, and the players not seeming to respond. This is a major test for him in the next few games.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a test of character. And as Nick's already mentioned in the review for the Liverpool game, Everton's going to be a 6-pointer. And speaking of Everton, they've not won away in the league since January, so I've been told. And it'd be typical of Saints to give away another record. Last year we squeezed it in the first minute with Austin with the first goal. But this weekend, Everton are going to be missing some notable players in Oumar Niasse, been scoring their goals recently. He'll be serving a 2-match ban for conning the referees for a dive last week. Seems like they've also got a team unable to figure out how to fit in all their attacking players. Yeah,
they've certainly had a wobble, but it's up to Saints to do the business. It doesn't really matter who's in and who's out. We have to have a change of attitude, a change of tactics, and really get up for this game, because we can't keep drifting through games. We have to be far more clinical in front of goal, obviously, but it's the other area at the back that I'm a bit worried about, that we're starting to leak goals, soft goals. Not always the goalkeeper's fault. Clearly Fraser's struggling. And as I said twice already in reviews, I think it's time for him to have a rest. He hasn't had a rest yet, but that's the manager. Again, the manager's prerogative. We have to stop giving away situations that are going to be mean, basically, be mean at the back. Puel kept a very tight and quite a negative formation. We didn't give much away. We've got to be mean. Even if we're boring, we're not conceding, we've got a point on the board. But clearly we want more than that. Clearly we need to take the game to Everton, whose confidence must be a bit low. I really think Saints have got to have a go on Sunday. Really get a bit positive early in the game. Get the crowd up. It's difficult. It's a 1:30 kickoff on a Sunday. Notoriously, people are still in bed. They're not quite the 4:00 games on a Sunday because they've been in the pub a bit longer. But if you haven't had a bit, you need it. Let's face it, we need a beer inside us to watch the Saints at the moment. And I'm sure Everton would probably say the same thing. But it does. 1:30 on a Sunday's crap, isn't it, really?
And well, I mean, let's speak about some of our players. And we're missing some of our own players. Oriol Romeu will be serving a 1-match ban for his 5th yellow card of the season. We know he's good for a suspension or 2 over the season. Lemina might be back in contention. He's been out with an injury over the last few weeks. And this weekend could be the chance to see Pierre-Emile Højbjerg start his game for the first time this season. We want his passion and his spirit is really what we need right now.
Yeah, and maybe a few of the youngsters. Because above all, the team needs pace and energy. You feel it's very lethargic, the passing. Taking the game to the opposition, where's the danger coming from? When we're making a build-up, when we're building a move, how are we going to get round the back of them and really get a decent crossing, get their defence, out of position? It's so ponderous that you wonder where that's coming from. Yes, okay, against Burnley, one of the best defences in the league, we did create 3 chances, but the crowd had to be tremendously patient. I think the supporters have stuck with them really well, to be honest. And as I said before, the Northam, the Kingsland and the Itchin were really, really good in the game. They tried to lift the team. There's this argument, well, it should be the players that lift the team. And sometimes I think it works both ways, that when you're in a bad spell, that's the test of fans, that's the test of players, that's the test of the club. We need to come through this and be a bit stronger, be a bit more positive. And I just wonder if that patience is going to snap if things don't go well against Everton.
Well, it's some people have already snapped already, but I think, as you say, with the addition of some of the younger players maybe on Sunday, it would give some desire and some expression on the pitch. But all of that being said, Matt, it's probably hard to make a prediction right now, but what are we hoping for on Sunday?
I'm hoping for pride, passion, a bit of oomph, both from the crowd, both from the team. Let's put something back into this season. It just seems to be meandering along with nothing but bad news, nothing but bad vibes. The place needs a lift. We got the lift with the goal by Sofiane Buffon against West Brom, but it never really kicked on from that. We need another lift now, even if it's a last-minute winner and everyone goes home happy. The place desperately needs a lift. There's some tough fixtures coming up. As we know, we've been saying it for ages. If we're not going to get sucked into a relegation fight, we need to be getting some positive results on the board right now.
And a win for Everton on Sunday will make them leapfrog us and we'll be right in amongst it. Excellent stuff though, Clive, and let us know your predictions in below and any other thoughts in the comments section. But if you can also, please go ahead and donate to our Movember page, raising money for vital causes for men's health. Clive, great as always, mate.
There's a moustache. That's a moustache.
Leave us your likes, your comments, and subscribe for more.